The story of Daniel. Daniel's story began on a quiet spring morning. He was born small and fragile, swaddled in a soft blue blanket, lying peacefully in a wooden crib by the window. His parents looked at him with a mix of wonder and fear, whispering promises to protect him always. One day, as a baby, something remarkable happened. He lay giggling on his bed, staring at the ceiling, when suddenly he pushed himself up. Instead of wobbling or falling, Daniel stood firmly on his tiny feet. His parents gasped, stunned, but soon laughter filled the room. From that moment, it seemed as though life carried him forward more swiftly than they could keep up. Daniel grew quickly. He learned to eat solid food, often making a mess of porridge across his cheeks. He loved bread and fruits, and whenever his mother gave him a spoon, he insisted on feeding himself. Soon he was running across the yard, chasing butterflies and tumbling in the grass. By the time he reached school age, Daniel had developed a curious mind. He asked endless questions: why the sky was blue, why the trees grew tall, why people laughed and cried. His teachers noticed his eagerness, and though he wasn't the top of his class, he carried a steady determination. He made friends easily, loved playing soccer, and always shared his snacks at lunchtime. Years passed, and he graduated from high school. His parents cried proudly on graduation day, remembering the little boy who once stood up so suddenly in his crib. Daniel went on to college, studying hard, balancing work and study, and eventually earned his degree. Afterwards, he landed his first job at an office. It wasn't glamorous at first. He answered phones, filed papers, and learned from older colleagues, but he took pride in the responsibility. Slowly, he grew more confident, and soon he was trusted with bigger projects. Life had more in store for him. At a friend's wedding, he met a young woman named Anna. She had a warm laugh and a kind spirit. Their conversations flowed naturally, and before long, they were inseparable. They married in a small ceremony surrounded by family and friends, promising to build a life together. Their joy multiplied when they welcomed a baby of their own. Daniel held her in his arms with the same awe his parents once held him, realizing the cycle of life was continuing. He taught her to walk, helped her with homework, and cheered for her at school plays she loved. Daniel became a grandfather. As the years passed, Daniel's hair turned silver, his steps slowed, and his face lined with gentle wrinkles. And finally, in the quiet of old age, Daniel passed away peacefully in his sleep. His family gathered, shedding tears, but also sharing stories, remembering the man who had lived with kindness, worked with dedication, loved with all his heart, and left behind a legacy in the children and grandchildren. The baby who once surprised the world by standing up too soon became a man who stood tall through life until his final rest.